Hypercoasters are roller coasters that are above 200 feet but below 300 feet. These are fun rides, and I've ridden 12 of them. So in this video, we are talking about my top 10 hypercoasters that I've ridden. Some of these are crown jewels at amusement parks, taking that position as the best roller coaster in that park. Most of these rides are manufactured by either Intamin, B&M, or Morgan. Now keep in mind that I will not be including rides like Steel Vengeance or Valraven. Even though they are above 200 feet, which would classify them as a hyper, I don't consider them as a regular hyper. So let's start the countdown. Before we start the top 10, here are two roller coasters that just missed the top 10. Coming in at last place at number 12 is Apollo's Chariot at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. And this is probably the weakest hyper in America, because I thought this ride did nothing. It felt very weak. Keep in mind that this is B&M's first project with the hyper, and obviously they have improved over the years. I don't think this is a terrible ride at all. I just think this ride felt weak. At number 11, I know a lot of people might roll their eyes for this one. I put Magnum XL 200 at Cedar Point. This ride is manufactured by Arrow, and this was the first ever hypercoaster built, so I do have to give it credit. However, with these first ever rides, can be the weakest rides, and you can tell the hypercoaster improved over the last 2 or 3 decades. However, when I rode Magnum, I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was pretty rough, and I think Cedar Point has a lot of better rides than Magnum. Starting out the top 10, we got Nitro at Six Flags Great Adventure. This is also one of the first creations by B&M. When I rode it back in 2017, I thought this ride had a lot of weak points. However, in 2022, I'm hearing that this is a pretty solid ride. If I give this a ride, it could shot up in my rankings. Coming at number 9, I know a lot of people are going to roll their eyes for this one because I know this is a lot of people's favorite roller coaster. This is Skyrush at Hershey Park. You can go bash me in the comments all you want. Skyrush is number 9. Now, let me just say that this is a very strong hyper. It's got the intensity, it's got the layout, it's got the airtime. However, one thing I hate about this ride, though, are the restraints. These are literally the worst restraints on any roller coaster that I have ridden. These restraints literally hurt your thighs, and it's named Thigh Crush to some people. I'm not even a huge fan of this 4-wing seat, as I wish it was just a regular Intamin Mega. Instead, we have this Intamin Mega with wing seats. And I get it, restraints are there to keep you safe. I just wish this ride had a different type of restraint. Coming at number 8 is the latest hypercoaster that I've ridden, Goliath at Luron. This is obviously the best roller coaster at Luron. However, this is another ride that kind of lacks, but it's still fun. I do have to say, yes, Skyrush is a much stronger ride than Goliath, but Goliath has the better experience because this ride has the B&M clamshells, which are comfortable. Coming at number 7 is Steel Force at Dorney Park. I do think this is a very fun and underrated ride. This ride is manufactured by Morgan. It does have comfortable restraints. You do get some great pops of airtime. Plus, this is a long ride, and it does have a good layout. Coming at number 6, we got another B&M hyper named Goliath in Georgia. And I do think this is the better ride than the one at Luron. I think this ride has more to it. I like how it goes out of the park into that huge helix. You do tend to gray out on that element. It does have some good airtime, though. All right, so we are at our top 5, and these are probably 5 that I think are world class. Coming at number 5 is Intimidator at Carowinds. This is probably the strongest. This is a pretty strong hyper. You have some good airtime moments. It has a good out and back layout, and this is definitely one of the better hypercoasters that I've ridden. Next up is Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood. This is my favorite coaster by Morgan. This is such a great ride. This ride used to be an aero looper with 4 inversions. Back in 2001, Morgan came in and did a massive renovation. That second drop, I say, is much better than that first drop. You get great pops of airtime. What a fun ride. Coming at number 3 is Mako at SeaWorld Orlando. This is such a great B&M hyper. I really love the theme of this ride. I think this ride delivers strong airtime. It does have a good soundtrack, but this is one ride I really like just because it has that overall experience. And one time we rode this 11 straight times in the pouring rain. Coming at number 2 is my favorite B&M hyper, Diamondback at Kings Island. I think this is the strongest B&M hyper that I've ridden. It's definitely long. it's definitely a pretty long ride since it goes out. You get some great airtime moments, and it does have that cool splashdown effect. But unfortunately, not good enough to take number one, as number one's coming to Superman the Ride at Six Flags New England. This is the ride I've ridden more than any other ride, and if you love world-class thrills and intensity, this ride has it. Ever since 2001, this ride has always been ranked in the top 5 for the Golden Ticket Awards, and this ride is like one built into two. It first goes out and then does this massive spaghetti bowl section. That drop into that underground tunnel gets your adrenaline going. This is one of the best layouts on any roller coaster that I've ridden, and I'm so glad I have this ride so close to home. So that is it for my top 10 hyper roller coasters. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and form your own list in the comments. Follow me on social media, links are in the description. Subscribe for more Coastamonium videos, and I'll catch you guys later.